Hello and welcome to Eat Your Backyard, my YouTube channel, where I tell you about all kinds of things that I'm into, like growing edible fruit, for instance, like this beautiful starfruit tree that we have just behind me. I mean, look at that. This is a good choice if you are looking for something easy to grow in a subtropical, tropical region, or maybe in a pot in a greenhouse, or maybe in an apartment in a windowsill. This will actually grow quite well in a pot. So in this video, we're going to harvest some fruit. Then I'm going to harvest some seeds from those fruit, and then I'm going to demonstrate exactly how easy it is to plant them, and I'll show you some young starfruit that I planted in the ground that are growing as trees that I use the same method to grow. And I will also show you some starfruit that is still in the pot and waiting to be planted. Okay, let's get right into it. What you see behind me is my beautiful, beautiful starfruit tree, and it's about 25 feet tall. It's about maybe 15 feet wide, and I keep it heavily trimmed. It's very close to my house, and it's worked like that. So really, that's another great advantage of the starfruit tree, is that it fits into spaces that you might not want to put other larger trees, things that might get too tall, too hard to trim, might tip over onto the house, etc. So the starfruit, I think, is a good choice for a smaller tree, just because you can actively trim it and keep it small. This one certainly it likes to be trimmed. Of course, we're supplementing it with lots of organic fertilizer, lots of bunny manure, chicken compost, etc. So it's getting lots of food, and that produces the real abundance of fruit. Of fruit. Now, the starfruit tree is going to produce a lot of fruit whether you fertilize it a lot or not, I think, because it always has, even when I've neglected it. However, when you turbocharge it, the fruit just keeps a-coming. So find people that like starfruit that you can give them to, because that's one of the most fun things about having a starfruit tree. It's novel, it's a weird looking fruit, looks like a star, and people enjoy getting it, especially around the holiday season. You know, it's like the kind of thing you could just slice up and put on a plate on the holiday and have a novelty thing to eat. So I think the starfruit is a great tree to have. It's a producer, and let's look at a few that I have in the ground. First, we'll look at the one that didn't make it. Here's the one that died. Right, and you have to be willing to, maybe it'll come back, probably not, but you have to be willing to try in different places. I think this one got kind of shaded out. It probably got pecked to death by the chickens, but bottom line is it didn't make it. Now this one, planted in the ground, and it is really starting to step up. So I have great hope that this will survive. Now, if the chickens get to it, it's a goner. So I probably want to put some wire around this general area. I've also got a tamarind tree, if you see right there, that I grew from seed, sour tamarind coming in, along with some datel peppers. But the starfruit, I planted a lot of them. Many of them have died, but there are a couple just like this one that are growing up. And I know that once I have it established, the potential is to have something like what you see here. And I think it's pretty evident. Now you can see this isn't a very thick branched tree, so to let the fruit get up much higher than it is right here is really not what you want at all. Although the tree will grow taller than this, this is actually a little overdue for trim. I need to bring the level down. I'll top it off, much like I did the mango next door. This is a Tommy Atkins mango. After the fruiting season, I brought it back down. I'm gonna do the same thing to this. This one fruits in the summer, this one fruits in the winter. So trim this one down to the level I need it to be at. This one I'm going to trim down to the same deal, to the level I need it to be at once it's done fruiting, and then it will vegetate up and produce much more fruit again. I think that's a key to its success. It also likes to be fed. Picking starfruit. Well, starfruit season, picking season used to start for me here in central eastern Florida, zone 10A. It used to start for me, well, in December at the earliest. Now, with the use of lots of bunny manure, it is just fruiting and fruiting and fruiting, like multiple times every year. And you can see we've got some set. This is the beginning of November, and I'm already getting lots of fruit. Now, The thing you want to look for when you're harvesting star fruit is the orange yellowish color to the fruit. The green fruit, like you see these little babies, those are no good. Let me see if I can pick one, get one in the camera. No, I don't see any good ones down low. Gonna have to go up high. Just gave my neighbor a box of star fruit. He loves the star fruit, so I'm a little low on the ripe ones, but I think we're gonna find some. Okay, there's a nice one. In fact, I think there are two. Might as well get both. When one's ripe like that, they're probably both ripe. But you can see that they are, hopefully you can see, they are orange. And unlike the other green, just to compare so you can see a green. Oh, B. Oh, look, B. Bees flying around my pigeon peas. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, let's get into it. So, we were able to get B. We were able to get two beautiful star fruit, as you can see. They are both about the size of the palm of my hand and slightly orange. Now these will counter ripen a little bit, the bigger ones like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them on the counter and ripen them up. But I have one that was fallen star fruit that is older and already a little bit rotten, and that's the one I'm gonna use to, and this is what they'll look like after you leave them on the counter for a few days. Look at that, but you know, we left it on the counter outside and it just kind of got wrecked. But we're gonna harvest the seeds out of this, and we should get about 6 or so seeds, and then we're gonna use those seeds to plant in pots so they don't get stung by a bee. All right. Okay. There we go. Now if you look inside, see the seeds. And, 3 easy to get right there. All I do is just kind of scrape them out to the side. Yeah, that was good. We didn't hit any with the knife. Sometimes you'll chop one in half. They're pretty soft seeds. And I'm just gonna go ahead and scrape those off onto the old bench. Then we'll see if there's any more. It doesn't look like it. That's gonna go in the compost bin. Heck, I think maybe I'll throw it in the worm bin. All right, let's just check this one out. The chickens are going wild. I think the chickens want these. None in there. Ooh, none in there. So surprisingly, only 3 seeds. I must have missed some. Look at how much juice is in there. Is that incredible? Look at that. It's one of the juiciest fruits. It's so good, too. I thought for sure there might be one more in there. Guess not. All right, so sometimes you just got to take what you get. So we got 4 seeds. Let's take a look at those. Or 3 seeds. I think I may have lost one in transition, but got 3 seeds and they are ready to be planted just like this. And I think it's always good to just plant them right away. That's how we typically do it, and we get a good success rate. But 3 nice little seeds. Those will be 3 trees most likely, because this has a really high germination rate, success rate. Okay, so here we are at the grow table. We're gonna go ahead and plant these. I already have pots prepared with potting soil. I just use regular old potting soil that I get at the store. And I'm just going to take one seed in the center and press it down an inch, pack in over top. That's the whole process. Do the same thing with this seed, and the same thing in here. All right, so there you go. That's really all there is to it. I'm just going to go ahead and water that in, and then we'll be ready to go. The water wand is a must-have. While we're at it, we'll give everybody else a drink, including a lovely star fruit right back there. See where I'm spraying that? We're going to take a look at that star fruit. Okay, now let's take a look at a couple that I've already got growing in pots, just to see what they look like after about 6 months. Okay, here they are. Two nice little starfruit trees. This one's about almost a foot tall, and this one's probably about 4 inches tall. And they're just put in potting soil exactly like I demonstrated. Now, I had grown about, well, over 10 of them, and most of them I planted in the ground. Some of them did die. I planted them all around. I've just been experimenting with planting these and hoping that they'll get established before the colder weather comes in, because one thing for sure is that when they're little like this, they are super tender. Once they're well established, like my large tree I'm about to show you, they will do much better. But when they're like this, they are very susceptible to even like 40-degree temperatures. So, you got to protect them carefully when they're babies. In case you were wondering, my surfing injury, it's healing just fine. Had a little snafu, as they say.